So how many kids do you have? I actually don't have any kids. What do you mean you don't have any kids? Well, I've never really wanted to be a mom. That's strange. How could you not want to be a mom? I just never really thought it was the right thing for me. That's kind of why we're on the planet, is to... Kind of the whole point of life is to be a parent. So if you're not a parent, what are you doing? And this is the point in the conversation that usually gets a little bit awkward, where I feel like I have to say something besides just saying I don't want to be a mom to justify the fact that I don't want to be a mom. Hello, child-free friends. Recently, several of you have left comments like this on my channel. You don't have to tell people that you don't want kids. It's not people's business if you don't want to be a parent. Why do you feel like you need to explain to people why you don't want kids? Those are all really, really good questions. And you know what? I don't have to explain to anybody why I don't want to be a mom. You are not obligated to share with people why you don't want to be a mom. It's a personal and private choice, and often people feel like they have the right to dig deep into your life when, in all honesty, they actually don't. Even though your reason for not wanting kids and my reason for not wanting kids may be different, we still have a mutual respect for each other where we just say, hey, we just know for sure that neither of us want to live a life that involves children. But people who do not understand the child-free lifestyle tend to push that boundary a little bit. Here's where I feel like it gets a little bit weird for me. I actually enjoy talking to people about my child-free choice. I don't owe it to anyone to talk about this choice, but I talk about this choice because I think it's really important to try to educate people and let them realize that there's more than one option in the world. Parenting or not parenting. Both are equally valuable. But if someone is persistent and seems like they want to know more about my lifestyle choice, even though sometimes I feel like this is me justifying it, I will take that chance and have the conversation with them, because maybe they'll get a little bit of a better understanding of why someone would make the child-free choice, even if that's something that doesn't appeal to them and that they can never imagine their life being. The more that people don't talk about certain choices in life, the more mysterious and weird they are. Being child-free is definitely a part of your life and my life, and so yes, we should be able to talk about it the same way that parents talk about their children. Ironically, one of the comments that I tend to see fairly frequently under my videos is, you're just really trying to convince yourself that you're happy being child-free. If you were so happy being child-free, you wouldn't even talk about it. Which is bizarre, because when parents talk about their kids, people don't say to them, oh, you're just trying to convince yourself that you're really happy being a parent. It is so accepted for parents to talk about their love for their children that we should be able to talk about our love for having a life without children.
I think I'm doing humanity a service by not having kids. I know how I was as a kid. I know how I am as an adult. You don't want to see adult Tim dealing with young Tim.
As a child-free community, I think we just want more people to recognize that not having kids is an option. I never grew up knowing that I could be a mom or not be a mom.
It isn't about work. This isn't a scheduling conflict. I don't want to be a mother.
And it's completely normal if someone decides that they don't want kids. Choosing the child-free lifestyle does not mean you're some sort of a strange, bizarre creature that hates children, that has a miserable life, that is never happy, and never has any fun. And when we're talking about being child-free with people, it's not that we're trying to convince everyone that they need to be child-free and that nobody should have kids. Yes, there are some people that believe that no one should have kids. That's not personally my belief. If you want to have kids, enjoy. It's just not for me. Last week, a parent left an interesting comment on one of my videos. Clearly, they feel very fulfilled in having children, which is amazing. So the child-free lifestyle is not for them. I don't mind if parents watch my videos, but I'm not making videos for parents that have kids. I make videos specifically for people like you who have made the choice not to have kids. Have you ever noticed how many strange assumptions are out there about child-free people? You don't know what you're missing. How lovely it is that you don't have any responsibilities. Lucky you, you must never be tired. Your life must be very unfulfilling. You had a bad or abusive childhood, and that is why you don't want kids. That I am immature, so I can't handle kids. You and your husband are not a stable couple. You have a lot more money because you don't have kids. You are an atheist. You actively hate children. You will change your mind one day about having kids. I almost feel like there is a master list of assumptions that has been passed down from generation to generation. So as soon as someone hears that someone else is child-free, they just pull out the master list and say, oh yeah, this is everything about this person that I need to know. And just because we've never had kids, it doesn't mean that we're still kids ourselves and that we've never actually grown up. Who gets to decide what a grown-up is anyway? I mentioned earlier in my video that I think it's important for people to be open to the experiences that other people are living. Now, this doesn't mean that you change the way you're living to mimic what they're doing. It's just having an open mind to recognize that people live differently and that there is value in people making different choices in their life. I find it really fascinating to talk to people that live life completely differently than I do. For instance, I have a friend that enjoys running, and I don't just mean like a 5 and 10K run. I mean, he does like these 24-hour runs that just go on and on and on. I mean, like he takes little breaks, obviously, for food and rest or whatever, but he just thrives off of running these ultra marathon races. I have friends that are in arranged marriages. I never thought of an arranged marriage when I was deciding who I wanted to get married to. I had friends in university that used their student loan money to backpack through Europe. I have friends that live a very minimalistic lifestyle and have made the choice to live in a tiny house. Then, of course, we have the people that eat peanut butter and banana sandwiches. And I'm sorry, but if you're doing that, I just don't think we can be friends anymore. All of these choices are not things that I would personally do in my own life. When I have conversations with people that live life completely differently than I do, it actually opens my mind to something different. I'm not sitting down and having conversations with those people because I'm wanting them to convince me of something different, but I'm wanting to understand what makes them tick, what makes them have a desire to do the thing that they are doing. Because it's interesting that people live different lives. How boring would it be if everyone did the exact same thing all the time? That would be terrible. So when people are telling me, Hannah, you do not have to justify your lifestyle to anyone. You don't even have to talk about the fact you don't want kids. It's true, I don't. But these are some of the reasons that I do talk about it, because I want to be open with my lifestyle. If people honestly want to hear what I have to say, I really don't mind sharing. Understandably, there are always going to be people that are not open-minded, that have absolutely no interest in listening to what we have to say about the choice that we're living. And again, that's their prerogative. They don't have to be.
That's the end of that chapter.
I don't typically take time to talk to people that have no interest in listening to what I have to say and just want to start an argument, because that's not what this channel is about. There are people who are super open-minded to the child-free lifestyle, and that's part of the reason that I do this. It is your choice whether or not you decide to talk to people about your child-free choice. Tala made the choice to not tell his mother, who is a fertility doctor, that he got a vasectomy.
How did your family react when you told them about the vasectomy?
We didn't actually tell them.
Right.
So we didn't tell our families because they wouldn't react too kindly to it.
Okay.
You can check out his story right here.